with you to keep my thoughts in line, but it was not working. So I said, let me come down here and go live. I know I am late. My printer's not connecting. Of course not. When I got something major to do, I've been working on a lot of things. But before I get started, of course, I want to go ahead and share the Facebook to get the people to come on. So give me a minute. Talk to you soon. Of course, I am back, and we're going to discuss some things. My daughter was down here. Thank you for giving me the thumbs up. Thank you for being here. I am so excited to be back. I'm going to go over some things tonight that I'm actually walking through, not because I'm through them, but I want to be very transparent with my life tonight. Y'all know some things have been happening, and sometimes we offset ourselves back into familiarity, or somewhere that we used to be. If I can't say the word right, somewhere we used to be. And that's some of the areas that I want to discuss tonight, using survival as a cloak. Now, and the reason I want to go over that, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm excited because as I was writing this out, and I like to write my thoughts out to keep everything in line with what I'm going to discuss. And I've been doing lives for a minute, and sometimes people feel like, oh, she's jumping around, or she's this, she's that. And you've seen it through my ministry. If you actually notice, I've been online for like 8 years now. If you go back and look at some of my videos, you'll see me with black hair, short hair, long hair. When I became pregnant, different areas I talked about with marriage and things like that. It takes time. It takes time to find your brand and the line and the structure that you're on. And because I was writing it out tonight, and of course, and I told you I'm gonna be transparent, I wrote my thoughts and what I was going to discuss in ChatGPT so they can put them in chronicle order the way I want to discuss it. It straight up said, oh my God. This is your brand. This is really what you speak about in everything that you do. And they lined it out for me. And I didn't even understand it. And I'm like, what are you saying? You're talking about my book, Take a Stand and Look at the End? Or my book, that my journal I just put out, it's an inside job. If not you, then who? You're talking about my manifesto. You're talking about the marriage things that I've been over, or every speech that I've been in about identity. We're talking about those things. And now I have the brand and the structure about survival. And why I was discussing these things, I was giving you the meat and the potatoes in these areas, but I didn't give you a structure. And that's why my conversations was built based on experience. Even with Sovereign Christian University, that everything is built based on experience. But now I have the brand. I have the cover, the structure to see what I'm talking about, and it all matters. It all matters because every one of them dealt with one of my survival techniques. Every one of them, even my book talked about my survival techniques. Take a stand and look within. It all goes within yourself and how I survived, or survival of the world and some of the things that's really going on. And right now I picked up that cloak of familiarity in a survival space. Because my brother-in-law have gotten killed, it ain't that I'm not aware of it. The main thing about me is I'm confronting what I've been dealing with. I'm confronting these areas. And I'm so glad that you're here. If you have not liked or subscribed, please do so. I do know that I'm late. My children was down here, and I didn't want any noise in the background when I come to communicate with you, because this is really serious for me tonight, because I am being vulnerable. It's not a structure of teaching. It's about me and my life and where I'm coming from. And the reason I'm coming from it, because whether you guys know it or not, and I don't have my notes, of course my printer didn't want to print. Some of you are in survival. Your relationships are built around survival. You meeting people that you feel that they relate to you, but they related to a version of you. I hear a lot of people say, I'm like a chameleon. I fit in every environment. Listen. There's one thing about that I did not understand until this evening, why I'm writing things out. And I love it that I'm capturing my thoughts. it was always taught to me to capture my thoughts. And when I was capturing them, I realized that many parts of me was survival. It was trying to fit in, a fixer or an emotional or the strong one or the one that carried things, and the ones that come to your life to let me assist you, and you identify with that part of me. But when that part of me went away, you were no longer in my life. And we used to call that seasons. Or that person in my life for a season. Listen, we got to identify with that. We got to confront those things. If you're supposed to be in my life, me being real as I am, it shouldn't be a season of my life that you should be there. You should begin to know me from the inside, not just identify with the survival mode of me. And sometimes I was identifying with the survival mode of you because some of the things you've been through in life. So it's not just on the people that I meet, it's on me as well. It's on both of us. Where I'm walking through this season right now, I'm now understanding that being a chameleon or fitting in that environment was me putting on that survival cloak of familiarity to be in that space. Why? Some of you are probably saying why. If you're going back watching these videos, you're probably saying why. Listen, I really want people online because right now, what I'm going over will really change your life if you get the understanding of it. It really will. So don't just stroll by. Sit here with me. I only have another 20 minutes. That's it. I'm not going to be over here long. And I know some of you cooking dinner if you're on the East Coast, or you're doing something with your kids because it is Wednesday night. I know it's at the resurrection, but I really want to share this with you. You have people in your life that was only in there for survival, and you blaming it on people, not taking a look in the mirror at yourself. And some people was in my life for survival, and now I'm looking at it like that's not a part of the real identity of who I am. But I'm familiar with it, so it's hard sometimes to transition. But I'm going to do it because of what I stepped into my real identity, not having conformed to where somebody told me I wasn't good enough to be in. So I changed who I was and conformed to them. And that's called the illusion or the survival mechanism to live in that place. I don't want to do that anymore. I want to be who I am, and for people to accept me for who I am, the real me. And I can operate in multi-facets, but the real me really shows out in all those facets, not me being survival and not being who I am. I want to be able to joke around and smile and not have to be serious all the time. I want to smile from the inside out. Those areas right there matter. Those are the areas where people don't even understand that those were seasons in their life. And you wonder why people move away from you. It ain't that they don't like you. They just didn't know you. They knew a survival part of you that you no longer align with. You was in a misalignment with some things that was going on in your life, which is a big deal. Some of you marry people out of survival. You came through a broken relationship and somebody hurt you and they was mismanaging your money and everything like that. And then you found somebody that was very structured and did this and did that. And now that you becoming aware of who you are, you say, man, I don't even like this person. They can't even be my friend unless something changed. And you noticing other things because you was dealing with them on a survival, not being aware of your true identity. I am the voice of awakening. The awakening of the truth, the awakening of guiding you into alignment with your true identity. That's me. To show you the survival mechanisms you was living in, the false illusional part of you. That's who I am. That's my brand. That's my structure. Everything I done. If there wasn't empty, it just didn't have the overhead or the structure. And I was trying to place it somewhere I knew everything tied together, but how? And when I wrote it all out, I was teaching me not understanding the survival, right? I was teaching that cloak of surviving. I was teaching that cloak of misalignment. You get it, not walking in truth, to getting in alignment and in formation and understanding your true identity and understanding where you are called to be from the manifesto and things like that. These things are major and big. I want you to begin to ask yourself some heavy questions. And because if you ask yourself some of these questions, what would take place is you will awaking to see if you are in survival mode or you are in alignment mode. And some of these questions are challenging. They really are. They really are. Are you the fixer? Are you the emotional generator? Are you the person that holds everything together? Are you emotionally drained? Are you the one that fixes everything that comes in alignment of your life in your marriage and every relationship? These areas right here is telling me that you're living in a survival mode. Not multifaceted, but survival. And sometimes we don't even know it or understand it until we become aware of it. Where's the time for yourself? Or do you have a real connection? Or when you come in your house and close the door, you say, oh my God, I'm so glad to be in here. Away from them. That's because you changed who you were to fit in. And you are operating in fear that those people will not accept you. You done change your whole identity to fit in a circle that you feel you're not fitting in. That's how you know you operate in survival. Because somebody said to you, or if you felt that you wasn't good enough to fit in that arena, which is a big deal. Somebody require things of you that you want to say no to, but you deplete in who you are because you want to fit in. That's a survival. That's familiarity. And you pick it up and put it on like a cloak. You'll walk out the door putting that survival mechanism on to go to the jobs or the different places because you're trying to fit in. And you're operating in fear saying, people won't accept me. But I'm here to tell you, when you realize that people love you for who you are and accept you for who you are and what you have people need, you will begin to wake up and offer the very best and offer the real authentic you, the one that God created, not from environment, not from an illusion, not from the job, not from your parents, but the you that people need to see. The you that's powerful enough to say no. The you that's powerful enough to say yes and feel it from the inside and feel good about every decision that you make. Because if we don't recognize and become aware that we're living in survival, you'll stay married in a relationship that you don't really want to be in. And you'll feel emotionally drained. You won't feel that connection. You ain't gonna want to touch it. You're gonna get bitter and resentful. And I'm not telling you to be in isolation all the time. That's not what I'm saying. And say, I got to go over here to have my peace. The only reason you're going over there to have your peace, and I found myself there, is because that person don't understand who you really are. If they did, they'll begin to see, okay, this wasn't really a part of her. She was operating in survival, and now the real her is shining through. And your real authentic self really shows up some of the time, and you want that cloak off. I'm gonna tell you how amazing this is. It took me years in the marriage that I'm in now to take that survival cloak all the way off. And the reason I say I put it on like a cloak, because anything to feel familiar about pain or me doing something, I pick it up real fast like, oh, I'm familiar with that. But I want to confront it and say, I don't want to be familiar with that. That's not me. And I don't know how many of you out there feel like that. I want to be able to trust the person that I'm walking with enough, or my friend group enough, to say they got me even when I don't have myself. And I want to be vulnerable around them, to share the inside of me out. If you see me in prayer or see me weeping or in a grieving moment, that's the me that I want to be without being judged. And I could care less at this moment in my life if I'm being judged, even here on YouTube. I don't care anymore. And I never cared. But I'm really from the inside out. It do not matter. But I need you, if you're supposed to be a part of my environment, to be here with me while I peel these layers of survival off of me and operate from my true authentic self and get in alignment and begin to walk in truth. If you're really supposed to be a part of my life, the support will not leave. And if you need the support, that's why I'm here. Do not confuse support with just saying yes. Because hearing my voice and what my cry out is, you'll begin to know I need this teaching. And I know some other people that need it. Because you see if they're operating with their authentic self or not. You could tell through the relationships that they have. You could tell when people are fake. You could tell when they want something from you. And you could tell when you're doing it to fit in. And the one thing about it is, you know when people are wishy-washy. Why do I have to change who I am to fit in your circle? Either you want me in your circle or you don't, or do you just want the information, or people just want the finances you're gonna give them, trying to figure out who you really are. I know some of those areas as well. I know them all too well, the patterns of those areas. The thing is, I'm tired of that. I'm tired of giving and funds and everything else to go out there and say, listen, are you going to tell me what's going on with me? When actuality, I'm in survival mode. And it wasn't even the class that I was supposed to have been in. It was something that somebody told me about, and that's not even who I am. But I was trying to fit into their group. How many of you do things like that? You go into programs and things to fit in other people's lives, and you ain't even interested in it. And you say, that's just the way I am. Is it really? Or that's something or pattern or program that been a part of your life and you're surviving through it? Do you know who you are and what you actually like? That's the thing. Listen, you can't comment on my page, don't get me wrong. And I want you to comment, because I'm definitely being vulnerable right now as I pull these layers back, as I walk through this, because I am aware of it. I'm now confronting this right here. I'm confronting it because I don't want to put on this cloak. I don't want to be the strong one all the time. I don't want to be the emotional one to hold everything together. I want to be truly who I am in the relationship. I want to be able to trust and be able to lay my head down and knowing that my work is done for that day, and not have to worry about tomorrow and worry about what tomorrow is going to bring, like the scriptures say. And have everything in line, not just one-sided. I want to be able to feel that. So I'm confronting the survival part of me. I'm confronting it right now because while I'm being aware of it, I'm aligning with the real me, the one that God created, the one that's not ashamed of the gospel of Christ, the one that don't mind speaking about Christ, and I never was. But I want to invite you to go ahead and get to know him as your friend in the great and the sacrifices that Christ had for us. He has died, descended to hell, ascended back to heaven. That God gave his son Jesus for our life. I don't mind waking up in prayer, giving God glory and thanks for the breath that's in my body. These are some areas that we tend to forget in the United States of America, that's living in turmoil, because what's in us, the war that's within us, have really tore this United States of America country. And we're trying to blame it on one person when it's all of us collectively together. And people don't want to realize that. It ain't about the strife and the war over there. It's the war within yourself that's stopping the trade. It ain't just got to do with one person making that decision. It's every one of us that the decision have been made. But see, I don't want to be afraid to say it. And I don't blame one person. What about the war raging up in me? God see us from an atlas view as collective. You worried about gas prices. I'm not. Because I can sit here in my house and do what I'm doing. And if I need to go somewhere, I'm going to get some gas. The thing is this. Quit it. Deal with you from the inside, like I'm dealing with me, and confront who you really are. And the doors will begin to open. There is no mismanagement of anything. This earth is full in the fullness thereof. And it want to give you the things that you need. Money is being printed every single day as well as burnt. There's nothing out of place. There's nothing lacking. The thing is, it's lacking to you if you don't tap into who you really are to offer what you have to the people. That's the only way it's lacking. Your skill set is not built up enough to pull in what you need. And you don't want to go get the skill set to be able to offer somebody else the money that you're earning. But when you make that sacrifice and that deposit, more deposit will be made into you. I'm telling you right now, I learned that I cannot outgive God. I done paid so many coaches in the last 10 years, probably gave up over $500K to say that I'm in survival. And none of them dealt with that. The only thing that dealt with that is me going back into survival mode after I took the cloak off and breathed a little bit for myself. And I'm like, hold up, this feels heavy again in my life. I had to realize it for myself. What is really going on? I didn't know what to call it, but I noticed I picked up something heavy again, that I'm the fixer and I'm living like this, and I didn't want to. But what brought it about? Something in this marriage, something, it's a death had to take place that me had to feel like I'm misaligned all over again. But the misalignment was coming before that. It was a sickness going on with one of my family members. And something got off misalignment, but I knew it and I could feel it, but I didn't understand what I was doing. I went back to familiarity. And I don't want that. This is my third marriage that I'm operating in. And one thing about me is I prayed and prayed that I wouldn't go back in a marriage that I had to operate on survival. And some of you guys putting people in your life that should not be there. You married them while you was in survival mode. Or you got people around you while you was in survival mode. And now that you're confronting that, they're leaving and you're getting mad, bitter, and having resentment. But it have nothing to do with them. I have somebody right now texting me about coming back into my life. And talking about wanting no drama. Hey, I didn't bring the drama from the beginning. I just cut it off because I didn't feel like dealing with it. They always come back, right? And I mean, when I say cut off, that means I didn't respond back to it. I'm a dead it right there. Because it's a maturity level that you go through, like, hey, hold up. They have nothing to do with me, what you dealing with from the inside of you. But I forgive you for saying that, but I'm going to let you handle that yourself because I can't walk with you through that. It's something you have to deal with from the inside. You got to talk to yourself. And sometimes people want their hands to be held. I got it's an inside job manual out, right? And I'm waiting on it to be published, and I'm publishing it through Amazon. Okay? I want you, when it go live, to go and get it. It's already there. I'm waiting on them to approve it. It says it could take up to 24, 48, 72 hours, but if it's a journal like I have, it probably could take up to 10 days. But it will be out. It's going to have my picture on the front with some DNA codes. If y'all begin to understand that DNA is nothing but energy, you'll see why. It's the inside job. If not you, then who? And there's nothing lacking or destroyed in energy-wise around you. It's just in something else. It's like your finances tied in something else. So what I'm doing as I build up my skills, I learn different areas and avenues. I'm sharing them with you. As I walk through these things in my life, I'm sharing them with you. And the reason I'm sharing them is because when somebody walk with you through these areas, and I don't want you to be ashamed. I'm letting you know that you're not the only one. I really want my printout because we're going to stay in these structured areas right here, especially in the month of April. Because I want people to begin to identify with being in survival mode. And begin to recognize some of the patterns and pull these layers back, because there is layers. And it takes time. The thing is, you don't want to go back to what's familiar, but sometimes that's where you're comfortable at. That's where I lived there so long. I was comfortable in every area of my life, from being a teen mom to being sexually assaulted. It's a lot of things that I've been through. Racism, a lot of things that I've been through, married, emotional, physically abused, a lot of things The thing is mismanagement of friendship, mismanagement of finance, losing everything to build back up. Children being taken from me to come back. It's a lot of things. Family turning it back, churches turning it back, ministry turning it back. A lot of things that I've been through. But it all tied down to me operate in survival. But God sees it all. I don't want to hold you any longer. I'm already over my time. I'm at 30 minutes and 41 seconds. And I thank you if you came up here and you joined and subscribed to my channel. Go ahead and share it with other people. I am so excited for everyone that really comes and share my channel. And it seemed like since I've been on YouTube, I get plenty of visitors, but they're not subscribed or anything else. I'm just asking you to subscribe to my channel. It's nothing else but just to subscribe or hit the bell. Nothing major, right? And when you do it, it's okay. It'll let you know when I put another live out or another video out. It might reach you or motivate you, and it might not. But if this is for you, if you know it's for somebody else, share the video with them. It's okay. I'm live on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm definitely gonna be intentional about hitting here at 5:30. My grandson was still in here. My daughter was doing something. I don't want noise in the background. That's why I was really late. And plus, I was trying to print off something. I don't even put it on. I was trying to print off something, and my printer's offline. It need to update. I want to stay in the structure of what I'm communicating about. So with that being said, I'm saying thank you once again. Thank you for sharing your life with me. Thank you for allowing me to speak to you. And I will see you on Friday. And watch my videos. They're short. There's only 60 seconds. Thank you. Bye-bye.